Ado with the song Value. Yeah, it's actually our last track in our track by track listen through to the Zanmu album, because I already did a reaction to Zero when the music video to that came out not so long ago. Well, actually, it was quite a while ago because we've been taking so long to do this track by track listen through. But yeah, that was the song that really sparked me off on wanting to do this Zanmu listen through, because Zero came out and then I found out it was on the same album as Show, a song that I'd had sort of questionable opinions about before, despite my love of Ado's other music. So it just kind of made me want to do this track by track listen through. So here we are at the end. The end for me, because I can't do a first reaction twice, but I am going to give final thoughts after this album and everything, and after I had a chance, to kind of give the album some more conventional listens through. Now that reactions are nearly done, well, after what we're about to listen to, the reactions will be done. I am slurring my words a lot here, but basically, yeah, I'm kind of intrigued really to get to the end of this, and it's been quite an experience, because the only Ado album I'd listened to outside of this was her debut album, and I remember really enjoying that, and then just never really sitting down and listening to Zanmu for the various reasons I've discussed in other videos. But here we are, and I have to say that this album has given me so many treats. So in a way, I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to it. Now, I will point out, because this is something I noticed, Value has got this little red line underneath it, which means that I've actually apparently listened to it before. However, I would know, and I am certain I haven't listened to this before. Now, I am the sort of person where occasionally I'll put on an album or I'll put on a playlist and then I'll fall asleep sometimes with music playing. So I think this is possibly a song that has self-played one day while I was asleep or something. If I have listened to this song, then I'm definitely not going to post the first reaction. We've had this before sometimes where I would go and do a reaction. I find out I've actually already heard it before and then I don't post it. So if you're watching this right now, it means that, well, I hadn't listened to it before because I went, oh, yeah, I haven't heard that before, and therefore posted the reaction. God, this is a lot of waffle. Shall we jump in and listen to this? I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to this album, but I am looking forward to seeing what you guys recommend I listen to after this. Maybe there's more Ado you want me to check out. I know there's a couple of Ado songs I want to check out anyway. There's a couple of covers I want to check out now that I'm done nearly with Zanmu. Well, after this, I will be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking those out. But as always, get in the comments. Let me know where you think I should go next with the Ado journey. And let's get into it with... let me check the name of the song again. Value! Let's get into it with Value. I'm looking forward to this, but also a little bit teary-eyed. Sad to say goodbye. Okay. I'm liking that kind of 80s Blade Runner bass. Nice build up. Okay, I didn't expect that turn. There's one angry looking deer. Wow, okay, this is going in a different direction from what I expected. Loving that mid-tempo headbang. What is with those creepy animals? Someone's going to tell me I should have turned on the lyrics, aren't they? Yeah, I'm loving the fact this is such a mid-tempo song. Because everything feels like it should be charging along. That patient beat gives it a very impactful feeling. And we're really getting to hear a lot of the delicacy of Ado's voice here as well, which is great. Okay, no bridge. Not really. Love that guitar work though, that's funky. weirdly raw about this song. Ah, they're all dead. Sorry. Oh, don't throw in an Apple advert at the end. That's so weird. Anyway, fair enough. Okay, you made it on an iPad. Fair enough. Good for you. That's such a weird thing to have at the end. So this really emotional song goes like, we made it on an iPad. Thank you. All right, let's get the credits on the screen. So I have to say, in regards to this one, this is definitely for me a Police Piccadilly. I'm not familiar who the lyrics and music are by. Police Piccadilly is not a name I'm familiar with. But I have to say, this is an interesting song for me on a lot of levels, because I definitely got the impact of this song very strong. It's lovely how it starts from that kind of, as I say, the very sort of steady but slightly atmospheric synth bass sound. The boom, 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 it kind of sounds a little bit off, and there's some strange keyboards and just a feeling of a little bit of atmosphere. It builds up, and the beat doesn't really come in any distinct way. And then you just feel things ramping up very quickly as you go into the chorus. And then when the chorus comes in, just that sort of slow, mid-tempo rhythm that just means every single beat is like spaced out and lands and punches. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was an interesting take, because this is the kind of song that you would normally approach as being a much more sort of da-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, sort of faster sort of rhythm. So having it on this very slow, punctuated beat, I think really gave the song an interesting life and gave it a different approach, and really allowed you to appreciate a song that on a lot of levels is quite a simple song in a different way. I think Ato's performance as well was really spot on, and I think that rhythm once again gave us a lot of room to appreciate her punctuating certain notes and really giving an energy. You could hear her building up from the quiet notes all the way to the really strong emotional moments. Again, not over singing with just that right degree of sort of mature intensity. Definitely, I thought this was really, really great. If I was to pick holes in anything, because as always I'm honest on this channel, I give my thoughts, I wouldn't say this is going to be, even though this felt really impactful, but I can kind of already tell this wouldn't be the sort of song that I would come back to on so many repeat listens. Definitely the first impact was strong, and definitely it's a song that I would enjoy listening to again. But I wouldn't repeat listen to it so much, because I felt like the chorus, as punchy as it was a little bit, it kind of went round a little bit. I don't want to say repetitive, but wasn't like the most repeat listenable chorus I've ever heard from Ado. And yeah, it did have like the song had a very simple, strong ethos, but it was quite simple. The bass kind of just kind of followed the chord. There was a few little bits where the bass deviated, but it was a pretty strong, solid, predictable kind of bass line in this. So when I listened to this, it was, a lot of it was very predictable. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in an easy to follow, kind of intuitive way. I guess, rather than predictable, probably just a lot of it was very intuitive, and that made it an easy listen. And in the few places where it did deviate, like when the rhythm came in, they were pleasant and very easily digestible kind of changes. So I wouldn't say that it gave me a huge amount to engage with on repeat listens, but definitely as a first listen, very impactful. Definitely the sort of song you want like this towards the end of an album, where it an album that's been packed full of so many ideas. It kind of just gives you a nice, simple, emotional gut punch to get your ears around, get your teeth into right at the end of the album. And I think that's a fantastic thing to do. So I really enjoyed this. It definitely feels like an album track to me, rather than a single that I would isolate and listen to super often on its own. But definitely a song that I would enjoy listening to as part of an album, and definitely kind of like stuck the landing of being an impactful song in a very good way. I sometimes use this example of not a song that you would single out to listen to on its own, but a song that when it came on the album, you'd go, oh wow, I forgot about this one. This one's great. It's one of those types of songs. So anyway, those are my thoughts about it. Really like the animation as well. Seems to be playing on the idea of human versus nature in a rather interesting kind of graphical way. But yeah, again, it's kind of impactful, but something we've seen before. Let me, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do remember, I'll be interested to know what you think I should listen to next on my Ado journey. I'm definitely up for listening to more Ado. I mean, she's such a cultural icon anyway, and the music she delivers like this seems to be so interesting. There's so much to listen to and discuss with her music. So I really love to know what you guys think. As always, get in the comments, like I say, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, thank you for enjoying this album with me, and ciao ciao.